Welcome to the show, everyone. We got a really good video today. A really good video. I've seen this a couple times, but as soon as I saw it, I knew, oh, this explains almost everything wrong with everything right now. This is Glenn from the Comic Book Palace, and he's a 30-year veteran of selling comics, which it's impressive if you last more than 5, as Gary from Nerdrotic would love to tell you and always does. Please listen to what he says right here. And we're going to stop it. We're going to EFAP it as we go through it. If you know what that is, that's every frame a pause. That's Mahler's channel. We're just going to break it down step by step. Got to make it transformative. Otherwise, you're just stealing content. Looking at you, Twitch streamers. Okay, but let's start. This is Glenn. And just to clarify, he hasn't been really prompted for what he's about to say. He's talking about finally a good character and that they don't use him anymore. And then he goes into this beautiful rant.
Change of the guard, maybe, or change. Well, then again, there's probably different change of writers where people don't. The writers nowadays, they don't care about the characters of what the character is anymore. Most of these new writers don't have the love of comics like these older writers had, and all they care about is how can I put myself in the book. No, we don't care.
That is the biggest one. First of all, most of these people forget love of the characters. They don't even like the characters. They don't even like the characters. They never read the comic books. They didn't grow up reading this. They're the people that used to make fun of the people that watched this growing up, but now they're in charge. Because they don't like the characters, because they don't know anything about the characters, and because they don't want to do the work of now reading and consuming all the content that they used to make fun of, but now it's popular and they don't really have much of a choice. The only thing they can do is subvert the characters, which goes into the next part. But that's the big one. They don't love the characters. They don't like these characters. J.J. Abrams was on record saying when he took Star Trek that he didn't even like Star Trek. He liked Star Wars. And then when he took over Star Wars, he was on record saying he didn't like the prequels. He only liked parts of the original. Really, he likes 2 Star Wars movies. So that's a big one. The Witcher writers, poor Henry Cavill, wanted to be faithful to source material. The writers and producers gone on record. The writer that left went on to go do X-Men 97 that said you shouldn't even be allowed to work on a project unless you know what you're talking about, which he's correct. The point is, it's gone on record that they didn't even like the source material. That's the biggest one right there. What's wrong with all the modern characters? The people in charge of them don't like and or respect them. All right.
Care what you would do if you were Iron Man. We don't care who you are. You're writing Tony Stark. You're not writing yourself in a book. If that's the case.
Again, because they don't know the characters or respect them, they don't know how to write them. But what they do like, and this is all the activists, forget the inexperienced one, because there's plenty of that. There's also activists. In addition to being inexperienced, there's also activists. So they want every character to share their political, their social, their cultural views.
Write your own comic with you in it. No one will read it because nobody cares.
And that's the other part. That explains why. Have you ever wondered why they've race swapped, sex swapped, or gender swapped? It's because if they tried to make an original character with those characteristics, no one gives a shit. No one gives a shit.
People grew up are growing up loving Peter Parker, loving Miles Morales, loving all these Captain America. We don't need you to put your input in it. Just write Steve Rogers. Don't write Steve Rogers. What would Steve Rogers be if I was Steve Rogers? That's not how it works. But that's again how most of these new people write nowadays.
And this also goes to a lot of these kids. They're fresh out of college. A lot of them are diversity hires for various different reasons, either sexuality or ethnicity, or they're hitting ESG quotas. It's very popular. This happens in Hollywood all the time. All the people that know what they're doing are gone, either forcefully or have left, given up, because the people that are in charge don't care about the characters, don't have the ability to write new ones. All they can do is take the ones that have a little bit juice and use them for all they're worth. Superman's son? Sure, I'll take him. Now he's gay and they aged him up and no one cares about him now. It's all they are. All they are tools for them to get their messages. They're all narcissists too. That's the other thing. So many self-inserts.
That's why most of the stuff is shit, because we don't care what you would do, because we don't care about your life whatsoever. Just write a.
Jesus Christ. And he's hitting these like one after the other. But that's the other third one. We don't care about your life. I don't care if you're gay. I don't care if you're transgender. I don't care about your sexuality. I don't care who you have sex with, unless it's kids. Then I care about that. You shouldn't do that. That's illegal. And we should, put maps against the wall. because that's a nice place to hang maps, visually. Anyway, the point is, live and let live. I don't want to see it. I don't care. If you're writing a character, write the character. If all the character is their sexuality, the skin color, you fail. Get out. Write a character first, then throw in the things that you think are important. But make it a new original character. Don't take a character that we all know and love. Don't take a Tim Drake that's been straight and in a straight relationship for going on 30 years now, about as long as this guy's been selling comics, and then be like, oh, no, he's gay. He was always gay. It's alienating. It's alienating. Oh, and remember that. We'll come back to that. We're going to circle back to that one.
Book, get paid for what you do, get paid for what you're supposed to be doing, and make it a good story. We don't care. We don't need your opinion.
Okay, I think that was the end of the rant. Now, do you get it? That's the main thing. Pick a franchise that you think there's a problem with. From Star Trek to the Rings of Power, all of them. If you have cancer, that cancer is going to cause a lot of additional effects. The cancer right now infecting all of our entertainment, our politics, everything. It's if you've even noticed that everything is sort of politics, culture. It all used to be separate. Social, all that. It used to be separate. Now it's all sort of homogenized into one. Everything is an identity politic. And that's the point. That's the game they've played. If you took it all away and you just respected the source material and you just made characters, right? So getting back to the cancer analogy, that's the cancer infecting, right? ESG wokeness. But the effects of that cancer are this: hiring inexperienced, narcissistic activists that don't love or respect the characters, love or respect the franchises, don't want to actually create anything. They only want to take what's already created, already popular, and put their views so they can see themselves and then can propagate their messages, their social, their cultural, their political messages. That's it. That's the name of the game. Because if they tried to do it on their own, exactly what he said, no one cares about it. So what's the answer? Well, you get schmucks like me that have to come on, that listen to Gary and the Critical Drinker and Geeks and Gamers, and you watch all the Nerd Wars documentaries and go, yeah, that's right. There has to be an army of us to combat the army of them. We have to start making our own products. We have to start being the Eric Julys, the young Rippas that go out there and say, fuck it, I'll do it myself. They Thanos it, not snap away half of everyone. But he created his own comic book industry, basically. This is the Iron Age that Iron Fist is talking about. So many iron, Razor Fists. Oh, get excited about this. The point is, it's up to us now. The industry has been corrupted, and guys like this, guys like Glenn, let me show him. There you go. That is the hero. All right. Maybe not the hero we deserve, but certainly the hero we need. You guys all take care. I will be seeing you very soon. Remember, support your independent creators, like, subscribe, and yeah. Ooh, thank you, Glenn. You explained it all.